big church. Your mom and dad know that I have a toy that I love to play with. Anybody know? Yes. And something happened to me recently that was just unbelievable. You see, Pastor Ken, I can't play on Saturday or Sundays because that's kind of a work day for me, but I get to play in these golf tournaments during the week. And I've been doing this probably about a year and a half. But to play, you have to have a partner. And the way that they set this thing up is that two people come and they work together to try to make the best score. And so Pastor Ken has a golf partner that comes to our church. He's a member. He is one of my best friends. He is the neatest guy in the world, the best putter I've ever known. In fact, I bought a putter just like his because I thought I could be like him. And it just didn't work quite that way. But I'm going to ask my partner to come up. Mr. Gary Sachs. Could you welcome Mr. Gary? We have been playing these golf tournaments. We played in about 6 or 7. And as you can tell, we're a little older than most. And so we're kind of like the super seniors out there in these golf tournaments. And we never can, all we wanted to do at first was just maybe be in the top 3. You know, just somehow get there. And we would play these tournaments and we would get so close, but we just couldn't win. And in golf, there are two clubs that are really important. It's this one, the driver. This is kind of my favorite club. And then there's this one, which is probably the most important club. And Mr. Gary really knows how to use this putter. And so we were playing in this tournament about a month ago, coldest day of this year. We had like 4 things of clothes. We had like 2 sweaters and a jacket. And you're wondering, how do you play golf and something like that? Well, you really have to love it, okay? And but you work together as a team. And the way this thing works is we both kind of shoot, and we always take the best shot. So like if I have a bad shot, Mr. Gary, what he usually does is he makes up for my bad shot. And so we work together with a team. And so we're playing, and the first hole is the hardest hole of the tournament. And we bogeyed it. Now, that's not good in golf, especially if you're in a golf tournament. But after the first hole, we started making birdies, and that's really, really good. And so we're having fun, and we get to the 17th hole, and we birdie the 17th hole, and now we're on the 18th, and we know that this is like a very, very special day. And we're having a great round, and Mr. Gary is putting so well, and so I drive the ball, and then he steps up to hit the second shot that's on the 18th, and he takes out a club, and he hits it about this far from the hole. And even Pastor Ken can make that putt. But since he hit it, we let Mr. Gary do it. So we finished the hole, and we went to the clubhouse, and we turned in our card. About half the teams had come in, and we noticed we were winning. You know, man, this is like too good to be true. But we knew that there was another team out there that, for some reason, they wore these Florida Gator colors. They were the Gator team, and they are good because we know them. And we knew they were still out there on the course, and we're, happy but not really happy because we know that they're coming in. And so we're sitting at the table, and we're a little anxious because we've been working together for like a year and a half. Because we just want maybe 3rd place, but now we have a chance at 1st place. And so they come in and they turn in the cards, and that team was 1 less than we were, which was really good. And we won! Yeah. Mr. Gary is such a great guy. He of course, he's a Christian. And he encourages me in so many ways. And Mr. Gary, there might be something you want to say, so I'm going to give you an opportunity.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, talking about working together, this has really been a good team. It's really a pleasure for me to play with the pastor. And we all know that he's a wonderful pastor and a fantastic preacher. But he's even a more fantastic golfer, if you can believe that. And really plays well. And in fact, with this last tournament, we were standing around with our opponents just talking before we teed off, and one of them said to Pastor, "What do you do?" And he said, "I'm a pastor." And then he gets up and hits the ball 280 yards right down the center, and the guy said jokingly, "Well, that's what happens when you only work 1 day a week." Which we know isn't true. And the other example of working together, Pastor, when we first started playing together, he said, I really have always wanted to have a golf fellowship at the church. And I said, well, I'd be glad to help organize that. And that's been working. For about the last couple of years, we've had about 30, 35 guys that play together and get to know each other and get to know the pastor. So it's been working together has really worked out for us. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gary. Now, boys and girls, I want to talk to you for just a minute about working